Let's talk about Miraculous Season 4. Hey kings, queens, and non-binary beings. Rare here, and today I just wanted to share my thoughts on Miraculous and the direction it's going based on the episodes I've seen so far, which are Truth, Lies, and Gang of Secrets. This is mainly just going to be me spouting a few points I've written out, so this won't be a 30-minute long rant like my first Miraculous video. By the way, if you haven't seen that yet and you want to see me rant about a kids show for 27 minutes while I draw my least favorite character for some reason, that's in the iCard above, so be sure to check it out. It's even nicely chopped up, so if you only want to hear me talk about Marinette, you can. If you only want to hear about Kagami, boom, timestamps. Same thing if you want to hear me talk about Natalie or if you just want to hear my conclusion. This video might be split up, but if it's short, I probably won't bother. Without further ado, my thoughts. Roll intro. First, we'll start out short, sweet, and to the point. I like that Kagami is secretly an artist. However, considering we already have Nathaniel and Marinette who are artists, Kagami being one as well feels shoehorned in. If we're just considering people who have hobbies that they don't really like people being involved in, we can also add the shy writer Mark to the list. If you've watched Lies, you'll know that Kagami being an artist and wanting to draw Adrian is the catalyst for her taking out her annoyance on Adrian, and expressing that she has a different view of his perfection than his own. I feel like this could have been handled better. Either connect this moment to something we already know Kagami does, or at least make it feel like she was planned to be a secret artist. Point 2. Marinette is not the person whose handling of emotions I hate most in this season so far. I know, big surprise. If you haven't watched my first Miraculous video, I'll clarify this here. I don't ship Lucanette, or Adrianette, or Adragami, or Lucagami, or Luke Adrian, or Mary Chat, or Ladrian, or Lady Noir. I kind of ship Adramarigami, but as it stands, I don't think Marinette has the emotional maturity to handle a poly relationship. Now, while I don't ship any of the bigger ships in the show, save for Rose and Julica because, duh, I do recognize that Adrianette will become canon before the end of the series no matter what. However, this doesn't mean that the show should bend over backward to make Adrian and Mari seem like a pair we want to see together. Mari does seem to be less obsessive over Adrian, but we are only 3 episodes in. She does seem to be resenting Ladybug though, and that might bring about some other emotional issues. In truth, Mari must break up with Luca because her responsibilities of being Ladybug keep getting in the way, and she can't tell Luca why she must keep leaving him hanging on dates and stuff. She sees that she's doing more harm than good to Luca being in a relationship with him and decides to break it off, although Luca is ultimately the one to have the final word. Meanwhile, Adrian, while clearly liking Kagami in some capacity, tries to keep the relationship together, even though he has the same issues as Mari, yet tries to make it work when he knows it won't. In Lies, Adrian ends up lying to Kagami about losing something so he can run off and be Chat Noir, but she catches him in the lie, resulting in her breaking up with Adrian. Adrian fails to realize that not breaking up with Kagami is going to hurt her more than breaking up with her. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Marinette displays more consideration and emotional maturity in her breakup than Adrian. It's a miracle. Point 3. It's been 2 episodes and Luca and Kagami are already yeeted back into the background. The 2 characters that should have helped the protagonist develop into people ready for a relationship with one another are already out of the picture. On top of that, Luca's dad is revealed to be Jagged Stone.
But you did this for what?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
A majority of the fanbase already guessed that was the case and headcanoned it. There was no reason to drop that tidbit in the show except to give Luca a reason to not continuously attack Marinette while akumatizes Truth. There's also the fact that Mari shows that she's either still into Adrian or not completely into being with Luca. But Luca is just okay with that and even supportive? This just strengthens my point from my first Miraculous video that Luca doesn't have a personality. He likes music and he likes Mari and that's it. This isn't even to mention that this sends the terrible message that if your partner isn't invested in the relationship, there's no need to talk it out. Just sacrifice your wants and or happiness for theirs. You don't get a say in the relationship, silly. Point 4. Why was Chloe in Lies?
But you did this for what?
Why?
No, seriously, why? She didn't need to be. Plus, they have her being way meaner to Sabrina than she was in even season 1, where we at least saw that they could be friends. Now Chloe's made a full-on slave of Sabrina with no hints of friendship to be seen. Is this the crew shoving into the audience's face that Chloe isn't getting a redemption arc? Charming. Point 5. We got to see Chloe for some reason, but where's Lila? You know, our big villain besides Gabriel Agreste? Also, where's my girl Natalie? I'm assuming she's still sick from the last use of the Peacock Miraculous, but couldn't we at least see her on screen? And the show's taking her out of the game now? That's a bummer because the show could have really done some interesting things with her. If you'd like to hear what I thought the show could do with Natalie, that's also in my first Miraculous video. Finally, point 6. Shadow Moth costume ain't it. It barely incorporates the Peacock Miraculous. On screen, you can see a sketch of what I thought Shadow Moth's costume could have looked like, but I won't go into depth. The biggest thing I wanted to see was a trench coat or some kind of train to incorporate the long dress Natalie wears as Mayura to imitate a peacock's tail. It would have worked so well too because male peacocks are the ones with the flashy tails. Plus, Gabriel's supposed to be a fashion designer. It wouldn't be far-fetched for him to wear a pretty costume with an androgynous look or some feminine elements. I would have been happy if they just added some color to his costume. We don't see Gabriel's life as a fashion designer, so incorporate that into his costume at least. These were my thoughts about Miraculous Season 4 so far. I just hope Thomas and his team can take the show in a good direction, and stop ruining female characters for the sake of making Marinette look better. If we're supposed to like her, make her likable. I guess that's the biggest takeaway from most of the points in this video, so if by some miracle Thomas Estruck sees this, don't pull a Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club. If you want us to like a character, don't make everyone around them unlikable so they look better in comparison. Actually put in the effort to make them likable, and heck, maybe even relatable. It worked with Zuko, Anne, Catra, Steven, and Luz. Why can't it work with Marinette? What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with my points? Why or why not? I'd love to hear what you think. I still have commission slots open, so if you're interested, go check that out in the top link in the description. While you're down there, check out my Teespring stores and get 10% off your orders. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.